Students and families, welcome to the 2020 Summer B Kickoff event. It is my pleasure to introduce the 7th president of the University of South Florida, Dr. Stephen Corral. He is joined this evening with his wife, Dr. Cheyenne Corral. Please welcome them.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm delighted to welcome our new Bulls and your families to the USF community, and for our returning students, we're glad you're back. I'm delighted to be here today with my lovely wife, Cheyenne, and we're here to welcome you back for those returning students and welcome our new students.
Welcome.
So since we've been having public health challenges associated with the virus, we have put as our highest priority your health and safety, and that of our faculty and staff as well. So you can be confident that all of our faculty and staff members are well prepared to provide you with the same educational quality experience that you expect in the in-person classroom. And important student services will also be available to you online. Those include tutoring, advising, information technology support, and financial aid, even campus recreation programming. We're using a flexible approach to gradually increase activity on all of our campuses as we look ahead to the autumn semester. And we're planning a mix of face-to-face and online courses, using a flexible hybrid technology, meaning that some of the course content will be online and some of it will be in person. I want to ensure you that all of our decisions will continue to be made on the basis of public health data and governmental orders, and will be evidence-based in all of our decision making. And when we do return to campus, we'll take important precautions, such as including face coverings and physical distancing. And it will be up to all of us to keep our community safe. I also want you to know that this Wednesday, July 1st, will mark a milestone in the history of our university. That's when we officially become one USF. At the moment, Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Sarasota Manatee campuses are actually separate institutions that are accredited separately. They make up the University of Florida system. But as Wednesday, our 3 campuses will become one university. That means greater access for you to a broader array of degree programs and services. And it means that all of our students will earn their degrees from what the state of Florida considers to be a preeminent research university. One of only 3 such universities in the state to hold that prestigious designation. That will add even greater value to your degree. I also want to take a moment to reflect on some of the tragic events in our country in recent weeks. I'm talking about tragic events in Minneapolis, in Louisville, and other parts of the country. At USF, we reject in the strongest possible terms any form of racism, discrimination, violence, or social injustice. Those behaviors will not be tolerated under any circumstance because they strongly conflict with our values and our principles of community that emphasize inclusion, civility, and respectful dialogue. These recent events, together with many peaceful protests, have prompted all of us to pause, reflect, and to act. One of the steps I've taken is to ask our Vice President of Institutional Equity, Dr. Haywood Brown, to work together with members of our community to further articulate how USF addresses systemic racism. We're actively engaged in a dialogue with Black students, faculty, and staff and alumni leaders, and we will develop programs to ensure that all members of our community become more culturally intelligent and aware about how race impacts attitudes and behaviors. Our campus, our university, is a welcoming and inclusive community, and the faculty and staff on all three of our campuses are here to support you in your academic progress and in your personal growth and health. Now, so are our fellow students. One of the greatest benefits of joining the USF community is you'll not be going through this journey alone. USF peer coaches will be a critical part of your experience. They will connect with you one-on-one and in groups to ensure the best USF experience for you. And if you experience challenges, as we all do along the way, they will be there to help guide you. In fact, we have a small group of peer coaches with us here today, and they are eager to welcome you to the Bull family. I know they are excited to share the innovative and interactive ways that they will be engaging with you this summer. So I'll now turn over to our peer coaches. Welcome, coaches.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ebony, and I am a third-year student here, majoring in biomedical sciences with a minor in Spanish at the Tampa USF campus. Because of my family being in the military, I was born in Anchorage, Alaska, and I've had the opportunity to travel and go to different states and countries, but the place that I really call home is Bon Air, Georgia. There was once a time where I like to think that I chose the University of South Florida, but as time has continued on, I have realized that the University of South Florida has definitely chosen me. I can very easily remember taking my tour on campus and holding my hands with my dad, and he looked at me and he said that I can see you going to school here, and I cannot imagine myself going anywhere else. So from that very moment of what was once Camp U and attending that, I've built relationships that have thrived and continue to help me grow into my third year at USF. And so my first year, I took my time in really getting involved as being a peer advisory leader with the new Student Connections office on campus. And as I got more comfortable with being in a different state and balancing my schoolwork, I branched out and joined a different organization that has allowed me to flourish in understanding myself, my values, and more importantly, my culture. And so one of my greatest experiences of being embraced and empowered by my community was hosting a student-led scholarship during Black History Month. And it was truly incredible to be surrounded by a ballroom full of fancied up individuals who were there to celebrate our culture and the success of students and organizations that came together to make that moment so memorable. So if you would like to catch me in my free time participating with students throughout the semester, then you can catch me in weekly T3 discussions hosted by the Black Student Union, also known as BSU, or being active in the USF NAACP group chat, or involved with the National Council of Negro Women Incorporated, which is also known as NCNW. And additionally, if you would like to see me and the rest of my PAL team for any student resources or questions and assistance, and doing something that all of us enjoy to do and on the clock making money, then you can catch me in the #HowToCollege virtual chats that are going on throughout the summer. And now I would like to pass it on to my very good friend from across the water, Olivia.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Olivia Rosales, and I'm a junior studying marketing with a leadership studies minor from Trinity, Florida at the USF St. Petersburg campus. I am a first-generation college student where there were a lot of unknowns as I arrived at USF St. Petersburg. My parents and I had to learn how to navigate college life and its responsibilities together, which meant long nights figuring out financial aid, the academic calendar, and everything else that comes with college. Born and raised in Florida and attending public schools my entire life, my two younger brothers were following in my footsteps, and it was challenging being the first one in my family to move out and start college. Alongside the excitement, I felt a lot of pressure of beginning this new journey, the pressure of making my family proud and getting the most out of my college career. However, stepping on campus made all the pressure and nerves settle away. Every time when we go to a new place, we want to feel as if we belong and that we can be our authentic selves. This campus community is one surrounded around everyone belonging here. At USF St. Petersburg, you are more than just a number. You can define who you are and truly make a difference on this campus. And that is what I love about USF St. Petersburg, is that it forms to you with no limits to what you can do. With that being said, I have had countless opportunities with being involved and making connections on this campus. Being involved with student government, USF ambassadors, the Compass office as a peer coach, and being an orientation leader has taught me so much about myself personally and academically. The connections that I have made with colleagues, supervisors, and professors are like no other, and they want to get to know you and are truly passionate about this university and every student. Being involved has helped me change and explore my major, discover who I am as a leader, grow outside of my comfort zone, and through it all, moving out of the house has brought me even closer to my parents, which comes with the longest FaceTime calls with tons to entertain them with. What I like to tell students at USF St. Petersburg is that this is really what you make of it. Challenge yourself and go out of your comfort zone to help you learn new perspectives, connect with new people, and grow. Starting in a virtual setting this summer isn't what we all intended, but we must make the most of it. Attend virtual events and be open to making virtual connections so that when you are on campus, you will have those familiar faces to finally meet in person. Follow USF St. Petersburg organizations on Instagram to stay up to date on information and events happening this summer. Of course, meet with your peer coach who is wanting to ensure that you are successful and confident during your first year here. When we are back on campus, you can catch me in the student government office or even in the business building in St. Pete. But till then, you can find me doing virtual orientation sessions and attending St. Pete's virtual events. So come and find me. But that is it from me, but we are going to hear from my good friend Josh over in Sarasota.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joshua Ganscium. I'm a bio major at the Sarasota Manatee campus who is going into my senior year. So I'll talk a little bit about what makes me unique, and what makes me truly unique is my heritage. And that goes all the way back with my parents. So my parents are actually from a small country in South America. It's actually the only English-speaking country in South America, known as Guyana, a little tiny country. But education is truly valued there, but it's very difficult to get a good quality education there. So when my parents came over to the United States many years ago, they went to school, they became very successful in their careers, and they passed that value of education on to myself and my siblings. And that was part of the reason why I decided to come to the University of South Florida, more specifically the Sarasota Manatee campus, was because I knew I could receive a good quality education. I'm also a middle child, so I was very blessed and very fortunate to be able to have some guidance going into my undergraduate journey and being able to have someone that I could refer to whenever I had any questions whatsoever. Another aspect of myself that makes me very unique that no one ever really thinks of is I actually live on a ranch, so we raise a lot of cattle and horses. So that was part of the reason why I decided to become a commuter, was because I wanted to continue raising cattle and horses on my free time when I'm not studying. And plus, it allowed me to stay close to home, save money, and in the end, it allowed me to get that quality education that I was looking for. But I also got involved, and I got involved very quickly. But before I even got involved, I was what we would call PCP, a parking lot campus parking lot student. So we would just go to class and we would just go home. But then one day I was studying in the open study space that we have up on our second floor on the Sarasota Manatee campus, and I saw a flyer and I said, you know what, let me go for it. Let me go and get involved. So I applied, I got in, and lo and behold, it's led me to a whole nother journey that I never expected. I never expected to be the first student body governor at the Sarasota Manatee campus 2 years later. So it's been a wonderful journey so far, and I'm continuing to pursue so much wonderful other opportunities as well. Basically, after getting involved, I was able to get involved through ambassadors, through the Order of the Golden Brahma, and multiple other wonderful organizations on my campus. But more importantly, the reason why I love USF and specifically the Sarasota Manatee campus is because I'm able to cultivate and understand a whole new type of culture while being able to preserve our wonderful traditions that we've created. And the reason why I love USF as a whole is it because it allows anyone to be their true selves. and make those lifelong connections that are very important to us academically, but also in our future careers as well. And I do want to touch a little bit on what to expect from the faculty and staff at USFSM and even USF. They are definitely here to support students. I always tell incoming students and everyone that I always meet, they're more than just an educator. They can be that true friend, that mentor that you need, and they'll always be there to support you. For example, at the Sarasota Manatee campus, professors have even given us their cell phone numbers if we ever have questions, so we can shoot them a text if we ever are having any trouble on understanding a topic. That's the type of relationship that we've been able to foster at USF. So I definitely encourage you to get involved. We do have some wonderful events going on at the Sarasota Manatee campus, such as our Thursday night trivia nights. So definitely come out. You can win a lot of cool prizes. We also do have eSport connections as well. It's actually happening on all 3 campuses at various times of the week. So definitely come and check that out, or check us out on our social media accounts as well to see what we're doing. But don't forget, we're always here for you all, and we'd love to meet you all in person. And I'm going to pass it on over now to my really good friend, Brandon.
Hey everyone, my name is Brandon and I am a 3rd-year marketing major at USF in Tampa. So basically, for me, going to college was a really positive experience. I was born in Brazil and spent my whole life moving between there and countries like Singapore and Canada. And that's how I've really learned to appreciate and to seek out those experiences that are different and that are unique and that challenge me. So I chose USF because I love the campus atmosphere, its size, its diversity, and the many opportunities to grow and have fun. And one of those opportunities was becoming a peer advisor leader for the Office of New Student Connections. In that role, I've learned so much about myself and about helping and leading other people. And having transferred from community college previously and being able to easily adapt to different cultures has helped me to have a smooth college transition, which is why I want to be there for other incoming students so that their transition can be as positive as mine was. And what are some ways to do that? Join our Flash Forward Fridays virtual chats. Use the Go Bulls Guide app. Use those opportunities and seek them out instead of just waiting for them to come to you. All of this has helped me so much. I'm sure it will help you and has helped our next special guest, the USF Student Government Senate President, Aaliyah.
Thank you so much, Brandon. Hi, everyone. My name is Aaliyah, and I have the pleasure of serving as your Student Government Senate President. So I recently just graduated from undergrad here at the University of South Florida with degrees in both political science and criminology, but I'm happy to say I'm coming back in the fall as a graduate student studying criminal justice administration. So if that doesn't tell you how much I love the university, I'm staying. My hometown is St. Petersburg, Florida, but I have moved to Tampa since for starting school, so you can definitely say Tampa is my home. So before I get involved, talk a little bit more about how to get involved. I do want to share my story as to why I chose USF. My mom was a teen mom, and so she always emphasized the importance of education to really showcase your abilities to be able to make change. And so education was heavily important in my household. And I remember in 2005, coming to graduation and seeing my mom walk across the stage as a fellow USF Bull herself. And I knew I wanted to be just like her. I didn't know what it meant at the time, but I knew I wanted to be just like her. So when the time came for me to finish up my studies at my community college, I actually transferred to the University of South Florida and began my journey here. And I can tell you that from the beginning, I just knew it was the place for me. They really emphasize the importance of student success. They really focus on their marginalized groups and making them successful as well. And there's always an opportunity for you to lead and grow. When I first got involved at USF, I started off as an orientation leader, and then I joined a sorority, but I knew that I still wanted to do more within student affairs and helping students. So when the opportunity came to join student government, I applied and I actually won. And at that point, I knew I wanted to stay and serve the students as much as I could. So now, 3 years later, I'm serving as a student government Senate president. And so I oversee operations for all 3 campuses. I look to oversee our senators, which are your elected representation, or if you later soon want to become one, there's an opportunity to get involved and apply at the end of July where we'll host elections. So you can get involved in that way if you feel like you really want to serve students. If you're a student who just wants to stop by the office, we do have committee meetings that you are more than welcome to attend. We look at policy business, fiscal business, relations business, which deals with things like memorials and resolutions for our students, as well as grants and even ethics. Student government is the place for you. We offer many resources and we can't wait to have you here on campus. A little advice I have for you is just to make sure you take chances, because the ones you don't take are the ones you're going to regret. And if you're ever finding yourself questioning why you're here for a reason, you belong here, and there's a place for you. With that, we have some more special messages, starting with my friend Olivia.
Yes, thank you, Aaliyah. And I'd like to remind everyone that this virtual setting has brought us more closer together, even though we are far apart. USF faculty and staff are working even harder to ensure our future, and professors are working more closely with one another to provide us with the best experience this summer. Our meaningful connections with peers and colleagues have become stronger in this setting and will only continue to do so in the fall. But remember that we are all in the same boat, and we're going to get through this together.
We also want to add that this is a temporary situation. So like Olivia said, we are all in this together, and although we did not necessarily want to start Summer B in this way, we remember that this is short term, and that with taking the best precautions necessary, we will all be back on campus together really soon.
And since we're all working online and working from home, don't forget to create a wonderful workspace where you're able to focus and continue to divide your work from your academic work as well. So that's really important. Don't forget to continue having conversations with your family members. And most importantly, set a schedule for yourself. You need to make sure you have a good balance between your schoolwork, family, and friends, and time for yourself.
Yeah, and like they all said, we're all in this together. We're here for you, so let's make the best out of it. Seek out those opportunities, make some group chats. Let's make social distancing as fun as we can.
And as always, go Bulls.